Welcome to Lightbulb Biology. I'm Mr. Corver, and today we are going to talk about lab safety. No matter what you do in life, you're going to be running into risks. Some things are going to be riskier than others. When you drive in a car, or if you work in a factory, if you're a doctor, if you're welding, if you're playing sports, there are going to be risks with all of those things. Science class is no different. There are going to be some risks, and we're going to try to minimize our risks by having a set of safety guidelines. They're very basic. It's common sense. Safety really is common sense. Go onto YouTube. You will find lots of people not using common sense, and they injure themselves. So we're going to take a look at the basic parts of our safety guidelines. The first one is fire safety. You need to know the exits, where you're going to end up leaving your classroom and getting out to safety. No, you don't want to make your own exit.
It's a shot to deep right center. It's going. Oh my God!
You actually need to know where to go. You also need to know where the fire extinguishers are in class. That is fire safety. Some more common basic rules in class, especially during lab, will be food.
Well, the explosive itself is a very fine powder.
It tastes like...
That would be fertilizer, Frank. It's for another case. This is what I'm talking about.
You should not be bringing in food and eating it during certain lab activities. Sometimes we'll be working with bacteria. You might want to not be eating around that stuff. You probably now have heard of PPE. PPE is basically going to be the stuff that you're going to wear to keep you safe. So I'm going to call it the 4 Gs. You've got your genius. Use your brain when you're working here. Number 2, goggles. You might need goggles for certain experiments. Garb, what you are wearing. You might have stuff that can get stained. Loose clothing might get caught in a Bunsen burner, who knows what. Hair tied back, so you do need to monitor that. And the last, very occasionally, you might want gloves. Those are your 4 Gs. Genius, garb, goggles, gloves. 4 Gs. Sometimes when you show up to class, your head's just not on straight. Maybe something happened at home. Let me know. I don't need to know the specifics, but let your teacher let me know what's going on. Maybe you're just not in the right state of mind. And if we're doing something that's mildly risky, I might not want you to be running some type of experiment. So let the teacher know, or let me know what's going on there. Again, don't need the details, but just a little heads up on that would be nice. And that's, a safety precaution. Keeping things clean. You're going to want to make sure that your lab area is clean, devoid of clutter. Make sure that everything is nice and set up. If you don't do that, that's where accidents happen. So please keep things clean. And when you're done, clean up, put things back where they're supposed to go. Accidents are going to happen. If you break something, please let me know. If equipment you're using doesn't seem safe, let me know or let your teacher know. We will make sure that it is okay and you will proceed safely. So please make sure you are aware of that. And finally, probably the 2 most important parts, follow directions and don't mess around. If you guys do practical jokes, a lot of horseplay, things like that, you're going to end up having accidents that you don't mean to happen, and people can really get hurt. So please follow directions and don't horseplay or do practical jokes. So that's it. That's safety. Very straightforward, very basic, and all kids can get behind those rules that we have. Again, it's to minimize that risk and maximize our fun and excitement and safety in our science class. Attitude. Attitude in class is important. I want a can-do attitude. I just want effort. I want you to try. All the experiments, all the things that we do in class, you should be able to try and do. I talked about before that if something happened at home the night before, I understand that. But in general, I want effort from everybody. I try to get fun experiments, so please put forth that effort and you might enjoy some of the things that are out there. To press this or push this even further, I would like you to watch this ESPN clip that I have linked in the description. It is very good, and it's talking about a guy that has some roadblocks in the way, and it is amazing to see how that guy has taken those roadblocks and turned them into a can-do attitude. So when you think, oh man, I can't do this, I'm not smart enough, or I can't figure this out, think back to this ESPN clip and then just give it a shot. Just try. That's all I ask for, is that effort. So please check that and we'll be good. And that's it. Next class, we're going to look at the microscope. We're going to put some things under there. Going to blow your mind. Trust me, everyday items, you never knew they did this stuff, and we're going to take a peek at them underneath the microscope. And remember, I'm just like you, constantly trying to learn. I'm going to make some mistakes along the way, but I'm going to have fun doing it. See you next time.
Billions of years ago, the Earth was a molten mass.
Ted.
As it...
I'm talking about the powder.
Oh, we haven't got a clue about that, Ed. Here, let me take that urine specimen from you, Frank. However, we found a detailed list of the bomber's plans at the scene.